Hi, it's Jennifer. I am back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips for successful teletherapy. I get that I am not the most experienced when it comes to teletherapy, but I'm hoping that my 35 years experience as a pediatric OT has been the reason that I have been successful with the teletherapy, and I'm hoping that I can help others. I have been involved in a lot of Facebook groups, and there's a lot of stress going on in regards to the teletherapy. It is stressful because it's different. My first tip is to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself as the family, be kind to yourself as the therapist, that we are honestly doing our best and that it is different and we didn't necessarily sign up for this, and it's already a stressful situation with the pandemic going on so long, but be kind to yourself because we're doing our best. The second piece of advice that I have for you is to keep it simple, that we don't need to create these elaborate situations, and we wouldn't typically do that in therapy either, that we engage the kids in what they like and move on from there, that we make sure that they're happy and we know that they're learning when they are, and if they're not happy, then change it so that we can either calm the sensory system down or make them successful, so that we can from then move on, because we know if kids are crying, they're not learning. So my next piece of advice is to be in the moment, that I know there are a million distractions in terms of for families that have other children at home, or need to get the laundry in, or the grocery shopping done, or the meals prepared, or there's a million reasons why we are distracted. But if we can be in the moment, then we can help the child get through the moment that is either too challenging or not challenging enough, or that they're not happy with. So when we, as therapists, when we work with our kids, we do the evaluate, treat, so that we know in the moment whether or not it is the just right challenge for the child, that it's either too hard or too easy. Are they getting their wrist in a good position? Do we need to get them up higher? Do we need to get them moving? There's lots of things that we are constantly evaluating, and we can really only do that if we are in the moment with the child. So try and get all those other distractions out of your mind and be in the moment. My next piece of advice is to be confident. Be confident that you are doing your best, and that when we are teaching the families these techniques, and they can carry them over throughout their day, that a half an hour of therapy or an hour of therapy once or twice a week is not really what's making or breaking these kids. It is the carryover either by the classroom teacher or the families. So be confident that you're teaching the family a different way to look at things, or another way that they could get the same results or use the same muscles in a different way. Keeping it fun, keeping it light. Be confident that you're teaching in the moment as well. My next one is the hands-on approach. I typically use a piece of technology, by that I mean an iPad or a computer, less than 10% of the time in a therapy session. And that's not including those kids that use technology to communicate, but just in a typical therapy session. And I work with kids from 0 to 18. So I'm not going to lean towards that in this teletherapy time either. I want the hands-on. I want to use that multisensory approach. I want to know that they are feeling the Play-Doh and smelling the Play-Doh and manipulating the Play-Doh. I want to know that they are learning through all of their senses. So my advice to you is to continue to use that multisensory approach with real objects whenever possible. And trust me, we can make household objects a game. And my last piece of advice is that we reflect on what we've done, that we take some time to, after the session, to reflect on what we did well, what we could have done differently, what maybe could have been easier or harder, or how we could have said something differently to the family or to the child, and share that reflection with the family to plan for the next session. So I typically reflect, email the parents, and then text the parent and have some kind of conversation about how we want to go forward for the next session. So I'm hoping that these tips help you and that you have a great teletherapy week and many more sessions to come for however long we are in this, or if we continue to do this even once we get back to our typical job situations. So stay safe and wash your hands.